Greetings and welcome everyone to the fourth part of our 500p reassembly tournament, where in this episode we are going to see Group Ech fighting it out. We've got Assault Rifle, Thorfish, Rapier, Schnabel, Muninn and Aziz. Now, interesting to note, we have three very low P ships in terms of the tournament. In fact, one Schnabel managed to hit bang on the actual amount of P that the tournament was set for, 500. Well done there, Schnabel. But we've got three of them, which are on the lower end for this engagement, and three on the high end. Only with one P difference between them, we've got Assault Rifle, Rapier, and Aziz, all at the very high end, just 1 or 2 points below the absolute cap, which was 550. But let's not delay any further and get straight into the fight and see how these go. We've got Rapier versus Assault Rifle. Now, two ships with very powerful main guns. It looks like Assault Rifle just managed to get the first shot in there properly. Let's see if that plays out the same way. It looks like the Rapier might be the winner of this engagement. Yes, it is. It seems whichever one manages to connect first will win. But it looks like the Assault Rifle is the better of the two when it comes to its actual steering. So the Assault Rifle wins that engagement. Now, next up is the Rapier versus the Schnabel. Let's see how you two go. Oh, wow. Decided to turn away at the last moment. It decided, no, you're too beautiful. I can't do it. It's managed to take down the shield system. But, interestingly, the Schnabel has managed to do fantastic amounts of damage to its only real threat, the main weapon system of the Rapier. So we're going to see if its drones can manage to finish the job before it is able to rebuild its gun. Because it'll take a while to do it. No, Schnabel managed to win out. Well done there, Schnabel. Well done indeed. Well, let's see how that plays out the second time. The Rapier has managed to at least get a couple of more shots of this time, and it hasn't lost its main weapon system. There we go. Rapier comes back in to win the second round. It's all down to this one round, but no matter what happens at this point, Schnabel, no one can take away that first round victory from you. No one! You did well. Right, okay, let's see how the Rapier does against the Thorfish by Dr. Wazzlebutt. What a fantastic name. Okay, let's see how this one goes down. It looks like you've managed to strafe along the side of the Rapier. If you can manage to do some damage to its main weapon system, there we go. The Thorfish wins the first round. Well done there, Thorfish. I believe the Thorfish is one of the only ships I've seen in the tournament so far that has actually come in under 500p. But it looks like once again the Rapier is going to win the second round of this particular match. Right, let's see if the Thorfish or the Rapier comes out on top in this engagement. It looks like it's going to... Oh, I was going to say it's going to be the Rapier, but no. The Thorfish has managed to get in some very precise shooting right at the end there. Thorfish wins. The Rapier loses this round. I suspect that is going to be pretty enormous for the Rapier to have lost that round. That is going to make it very hard for it to compete against the Assault Rifle, I imagine. Unless the Assault Rifle loses in similar ways. We'll have to see. But Muninn as well absolutely decimated the Rapier. Very, very well done there. That initial shot from your splash damage weapon seemed to be the main component in your victory in that first round. If you cannot do it again, I worry that you're not going to be able to recover from this. That said, the Rapier is being very cautious now. It knows what's waiting for it if it gets too close and too cocky. No, it hasn't managed to connect, and it's lost that main weapon. It is all over for that poor Muninn. But Rapier may still lose the second round, and in fact, it looks like it's about to. There we are. Muninn moves forward. Rapier not doing nearly as well as I thought it would with that awesome weapon system. Right, next up is the Aziz. Let's see how it does against the Rapier. Ooh, the Aziz. Very interesting looking ship. Very lightly armoured, I will say. It looks fairly fragile, but so many weapons. It's just a shame it's not using any of them. It's too busy trying to stay alive. But don't you understand, against the Rapier, the only way to stay alive is to destroy it first. You're not going to win this war of attrition, Aziz. No, Aziz has chosen to make a point. It is going to win this war with words, or not at all. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it looks like it's going to be the latter conclusion to this situation, honestly, Aziz. Words are powerful things, but that gun, though, that aiming, my lord, that was terrible. Are you piloted by a stormtrooper? Alright, there we go. Aziz finally actually got a couple of shots off with some point defense around the cockpit, but that was it. Okay, let's see how it goes the second time. Are you going to get in there and actually do some damage this time? Are you going to take out the main weapon? You've taken out its steering. Here's your chance. If you can't get in there now, you're going to lose this. Oh, fantastic attack. Aziz managed to right the wrongs that were done against it in the first round. Is it going to be able to do it again? I'm not sure. If the Rapier can get a bead on you with its main weapon. Ooh, close. It was luring you in, and now I think it's all over. It's got a proper bead on you. I don't think you're going to be able to get back out of this. No. I think this is all over for the Aziz at this point. We'll just speed up time and see how it goes. But it's remotely possible that the Aziz could get in there and maybe turn the tide, but especially with that terrible aiming from the Rapier. But I'm really not sure. I suspect not. I think that's it. And the Rapier is going to win on points, if nothing else. Well, it was a good effort, Aziz. A very good effort. Alright. Now, the assault rifle. Let's see how you fare against these ships. First up, Schnabel. And Schnabel taking a lot of damage. Again, piloted by a stormtrooper. Or at least a stormtrooper is at the weapons controls. And Schnabel doing a very good job of trying to take out that weapon, to be fair to it. But that weapon is heavily armoured on the assault rifle this time. However, if your drones can deal with it, then you might be able to keep it distracted whilst your drones are doing damage, and its weapon system might be able to be taken down. This is going very differently from how I expected it to go. Oh, no, actually it went exactly the way I was expecting it to go. Oh, well. Right, let's see what you can do on the second run. Both ships have had a chance now to learn the tactics of the other ship and adjust their own. They don't really, but sometimes it almost seems like they are. But, no, I think the assault rifle, very well armoured main gun there. I think that's what's going to make the difference for the assault rifle over the Rapier, is that it's armoured its cannon. And that's it, I fancy. I doubt the Schnabel is going to be able to recover from this. Though that said, the drones are doing a lot of damage. If they can keep it up, you might survive. I don't know if you will, but your little ship will be able to be repaired very quickly. Get in there, drones. If you're going to save your mothership, it needs to be done right now. Because the moment the assault rifle can aim its weapon, your mothership is a goner. And speed things up a little bit, but I think it's taken too long. It's going to be repaired long before these drones are in sufficient numbers to be able to take it on. Such a shame. That was a really, really good effort there, but I fancy it's all over for the Schnabel at this point. Though, that said, my lord, what a fantastic comeback. The assault rifle should never have gotten that close. That was fantastic, Schnabel. For such a tiny, diminutive little ship, you've got a whole lot of punch when you want to. Well done. Well done indeed. And you're chasing him down. My lord, the Schnabel just knocked out the assault rifle. That was fantastic. Okay. I'll be honest with you, when the Rapier started getting taken out so quickly, I really thought that it was going to come down to the assault rifle just winning because its main threat wasn't going to be able to compete. But that said, the assault rifle is having such trouble. That flak, fantastic. And some lasers as well, I think. Wow. The Thorfish, the lowest point ship in this group, if not in the tournament, just annihilated the assault rifle. Took a huge amount of damage, mind, but Wow. Okay, this changes everything. This literally changes everything. The Thorfish has now got 2 wins. The Rapier has got 2 wins. Is the Assault Rifle going to be able to get more than 1 win? It is a question, but I fancy that Muninn is going to answer that for us. It looks like this is a done deal, unfortunately, for the Muninn. It's spinning out of control. Though, if that could have connected, the splash damage may have saved you. But I fancy it's probably not going to be able to manage it. It's lost its main gun. It's just defensive systems now. And it's barely even that. No. Bad luck there, Muninn. You made a good effort, I think. And, wow, okay, very close range. If you can get a shot off or 2, you may be able to strip that weapon down. Well done, Muninn. Okay, it all comes down to this next round. Who is going to win this match? Is it going to be Muninn, or is it going to be the Assault Rifle? I fancy it's going to be the Assault Rifle. It's gotten off the more devastating blows early. It is the Assault Rifle. Well done there. That was a hard-fought battle. Okay, so the Assault Rifle, Thorfish, and Rapier, all with 2 wins. Let's see if Aziz can upset this or not. Ooh, it looks like the Aziz is not going to get in close enough. It's dancing around, and unless it gets in close, I fear that it's all over for the Aziz. It looks like it probably is. It could be Aziz instead of Aziz, but I'm not sure. But the Assault Rifle convincingly won that battle. The Aziz never really got a chance to actually engage. It's spending all of its time just trying to stay alive. Very well, mind you. The Assault Rifle hasn't hit it once yet. I will have damned it by saying that, but sorry about that. If only your main weapons could actually fire, but it just seems so shy on actually engaging the enemy. I'm not sure if it's because it just flat out doesn't have that sort of range, but there seems to have been a few times where a well-timed shot would have connected. But it looks like that's it for this. If not by a kill, then it'll be points. No, it'll be a kill. Okay, Assault Rifle is now the match winner so far. Schnabel against Thorfish. 2 very low, well, rather 2 exactly the right point ships, more or less. For the Thorfish, just slightly less, but not by much. But it looks like this is going to be a long-range engagement. The Schnabel doesn't really want to get in close. It's happy just to launch its drones. That said, it's not getting many points, whereas the Thorfish is. And if this keeps up, the Thorfish will win on points alone. I think the Schnabel has not thought this through. You need to lure him in if you're going to be able to win this battle. I don't think you're going to, and I suspect the Thorfish, as a result, is going to win. There we go. Okay, we'll keep it at 4 times speed and see how this one plays out again, but I suspect it'll play out exactly the same way. There we go. They're just dancing by each other. The Schnabel hasn't got... well, it's got 20 points now, sorry. But the Thorfish, once it gets close enough for those lasers to start hitting the shields, it just racks the points up so quickly. I fancy this is a done deal. It will be the Thorfish moving forward, unless the Schnabel can pull out some sort of crazy miracle from its enormous carpet bag. I don't think it's going to happen. No, alas, the Schnabel does not. Right, Schnabel versus Muninn. Now, this is going to be an interesting fight, I fancy, because both ships are fairly agile. I don't think the Schnabel is going to be able to keep away from the Muninn in this engagement, and I don't think it has the firepower to really deal with the Muninn close up. Especially that main gun. Every time that connects, it's going to do huge amounts of damage. It's just getting it to connect is the problem. All these near misses. But that said, the Schnabel is winning on points, so unless the Muninn... ah, there we go. A direct hit. I was about to say, unless the Muninn can finish this quickly, it is going to lose. But as if it read my mind, it decided to stop being terrible with its aiming. Right, there we go. Now, currently Muninn in point lead, but that won't last forever, especially in these close engagements where the Schnabel actually can get quite a few hits. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage to the Muninn systems, but it does get a lot of connections. So it all comes down really to whether the Muninn can land a solid blow or not. Because right now it's just hemorrhaging points to the constant drone attacks. And it looks like it's getting down to the wire now. You've only got 30 seconds now to get those points. The Schnabel is over twice your points. Oh, actually, now it's over twice your points. But it just looks like... Oh, no, there was a solid connection. You grazed a couple of its thrusters again. Okay, that weapon is now actually starting to hit. It may be enough. You've got 6 seconds. You need to do it now. You've lost your main gun. Oh, poor... Bad luck, Muninn. So close there. Okay, so it all comes down to this final round in this particular engagement. Who is going to emerge the victor? We're watching a lot of misses by the Muninn again. Oh, it's finally taken down the shields. Got one solid hit. I don't think it's actually damaged enough of the systems, though. That said, the Schnabel seems to be dancing all over the place. I think it's taken some thruster damage. It's whether the Muninn can capitalize on this moment of lowered agility or not. It has managed to get 1 or 2 solid hits, and that was a fantastic blow there. I think it's dead in the water. I'm not sure why. Is it dead? No, it is dead now. I wasn't sure what was happening there. It just basically stopped. Okay, the final fight for the Schnabel up against Aziz. Let's see how this one goes. Now, the Aziz can bring some awesome firepower to bear if it can get in close enough and can aim at you without having to run away. Unfortunately, it's that last bit that is very, very difficult. Very difficult indeed. Alright, let's see what we can do. No, it seems that both ships are being very cautious here. The Schnabel is getting a couple of hits in at least, and its drones are doing a little bit of damage here and there, but the Aziz, for some reason, just does not want to engage. I have no idea why it's so shy on actually fighting, considering the amount of weapon systems it has and their varied angles of attack. It should be able to engage, but it just doesn't want to. It just flat out doesn't want to. There we are. Schnabel wins on points. Okay, let's see if it plays out the same way. Oh, no. The Aziz had to strafe out of the way just at the final moment. It is far too damage averse. I think if it would actually just be willing to get in there and take a little bit of damage in order to exchange fire with the enemy, it would come out on top. But as it stands, it's going to be basically another no-show. The Aziz is a very peaceful ship. It doesn't believe in all of this violence. It didn't even want to come to this battle, but it was forced to. It was drafted. But it will be damned if it kills anyone while it's here. Right, the Thorfish is up against the Muninn, and the Muninn absolutely wrecking the Thorfish there, but that said, the Thorfish has already stripped out the main weapon system on the Muninn. If it can get in there and get another couple of shots, it may be able to burrow its way to the cockpit before those missiles finish it off. What a fantastic little ship with so few points used to make it as well. Though, that said, it may struggle. It's point winner at the moment, but that doesn't mean a whole lot right now because those missiles are eventually just going to wear it down, and there's not a lot that it's going to be able to do about it. It's when it gets in really close that it's got its best chances, but at the same time, that's when it's going to take the most damage as well. But the Muninn is now starting to spin out of control. Let's see what you can do. Wow, very convincing victory there from the Thorfish. Well done. Seriously, well done. It's doing an enormous amount of damage for such a tiny little ship. Really well built. That said, most of its frontal armor and its reverse thrusters are connected to a weapon. So if that weapon goes down, then all of that goes with it. But still, having said that, it's doing pretty well for itself. And it's stolen one of the Muninn's thrusters. I think that should be worth more points. That definitely is worth something. You're using your enemy's body against them. Oh, you've assimilated the thruster now. It's turned to your color. Oh, well. But it looks like the Thorfish, fantastically well designed. Absolutely crazy. 4 wins so far. It is the leader by far. Let's see how it does against the Aziz. Oh, no, they decided... Finally, the Aziz actually wanted to get in there and fight. Maybe he was a bit annoyed at me making fun of it. No, not that I was making fun. I actually believe in what it stands for. Nevertheless, you know, didn't work out so well. You picked the wrong opponent to really just charge in and fight against. I've got to be honest. You need to pick your battles. You can pick when to battle, whether to battle, but you've really got to make a better choice of these things. There are some ships that the Aziz has fought that I'm fairly certain it would have just raffle-stomped if it had got involved with. And now it just won't run away, even though it's just hemorrhaging parts. Oh, Aziz, I don't know what's with you. You're a very, very confused pilot, I think. But the missiles at this point will probably be enough to take this ship out. Let's speed up time just a little bit and see how this plays out. But I fancy it's a foregone conclusion here. It's lasting longer than against the Thorfish, though. But then, as it happens, the Thorfish is a surprisingly deadly bot, all things considered. Alright, there we go. Aziz is point leader, or was point leader, very briefly. You have that. That can never be taken away from you, you understand. But I fancy that in this particular engagement, it's just not going to get close enough or do enough damage at any point. There we go. Okay, well, Thorfish. To say I am surprised that you won this and won it convincingly would be an enormous understatement. But that isn't because I don't like the look of your ship. It's because I feel that you were up against incredibly tough odds. You were by far the cheapest ship in this group, and you won against, honestly, ships that I thought were going to run away with the entire tournament. Well done. So the assault rifle and the rapier have been laid to rest in the 4th episode. This has... I mean, I'm not going to tell you who I think is going to win, because now I don't know. But I will say that one of those two were my favourites to win the entire tournament. But that just goes to show you, it's not the size of your gun. It's... well, actually, that said, you've got an enormous plasma cannon and a proton sword. So really, yeah, it probably is the size of your gun. It's just how you choose to armor it that really makes the difference. But on that note, that is the end of this episode. Up in the next, we will be fighting with Group D. It will be Mini Battlecruiser, Hive Launcher, UFO, Harbinger's Beetle, the Arachnid, and the Wasp. Very insect-like group that will be. But that's all for now. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode and will be joining me for the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.